So, hello and welcome to our first podcast. My name's Jamie.
And my name's Jordan.
And together we are going into business together.
We are indeed.
With a company called Original Voice Media. Jordan, do you want to give us a lowdown on what this is going to be?
Yeah, of course I'll give you a touch of what original voice means. So original voice is, we want to start a brand, we're starting a brand that is going to connect people to people. And what we mean by that is not just being a simple middleman of going, here's some work, have a look at this. We want to go much more personal with it, much more professional, like I say, but informal in a lot of ways.
So I think if you were going to sum it up in a sentence, it'd be something like a media agency for the community.
That's better said. We should start this all over again, and I'll say that.
No, I mean we're recording now, mate. So if you can't tell, this is our first podcast together.
It is, yeah. So
we've been messing around with the audios for about 2 hours. Had to call my girlfriend.
But we got there though.
To get it in, and I think we didn't really have a format for this podcast. We just wanted to chat.
Yeah, just see how we work.
See how we work together. See if it's actually going to be viable for us to make a podcast.
Yeah.
We've got a few questions for each other. And I think we should start with it.
Yeah,
just
of course.
See what happens.
So obviously we've been friends for quite a few years now. Why would you want to go into business with a friend? Let's start with one of them.
It's a good question. I think 15 years or something now. Way more. Way less. 10 years.
10 years, I'd say about. Yeah.
So me and Jordan have been friends for
10 years.
10 whole years, and we met at college, A level. We're both studying photography.
Did indeed, yeah.
And we stayed in contact. Jordan moved up to Sunderland. I moved down to Cheltenham to study. And we sort of reconnected. We stayed in touch. We reconnected properly recently when Jordan's moved back to Sheffield. And I've been wanting to do a media agency for years.
Yeah.
Like absolute years. I can't see anything else that I'd rather do than start an agency. And then you've basically come into it and said, let's go into business together.
100%.
I'm willing to learn. Your background's in marketing, sales, all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, yeah, why not?
It's a perfect world, isn't it? A creative genius.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. But I think we complement each other really well.
Oh yeah, I think that's why we'd be kind of silly not to start something like this. Is how much our brains are on the same level, but also in different areas as well. I think
absolutely
we have a good area for growth and discussion within business. I like it.
I agree. So, do you just want to give everyone a rundown of your background, where you come from, why you wanted to do a creative industry, like what you're going to do for us?
Yeah, of course. So, like Jamie's touched on, we met at Northern College. I went up to Sunderland University to study photography, video and digital imaging. I really enjoyed the course. It was good. Gave me an insight of like conceptual artwork, which I wanted to get into, but
you can say it's shit.
Yeah, it was pretty tragic.
A-level photography, for us, for me personally, was just a waste of time.
Yeah, in hindsight, I wish I knew we was going to be doing something like this, and I wouldn't have, not wasted, but maybe used better the 10 years we've had.
I mean, we learned, it's been 10 years since we did it, and we didn't learn anything but rule of thirds.
Frame within a frame.
Framework, bit of exposure stuff, a bit of how to use a camera.
Yeah. But
it was mainly studio stuff, and it was mainly trying to make something a thing that wasn't.
Yeah.
I think my earliest memory of A-levels was we did histograms, stuff like that.
We did. That was like fun. First thing that we started with that, yeah.
And then
went around collecting them leaves and flowers and stuff.
And then I did a project on, what was it? It was like, we just made people look small, and I played with like Lego figures and stuff like that.
That's a blast from the past. 10 years,
I think I had you sat in the studio pretending to be homeless.
Yep.
Photoshopped a skull on your face. Stuff like that, and I'm pretty sure we got the highest grades in the class.
We did pretty well, yeah.
But yeah, I think, my background is in photojournalism. I went to university, studied photojournalism, got into photojournalism after. I worked for a company called Southwest News for a little bit, which is basically taking photos for newspapers, is the best way to describe it. And you're getting front pages, you're getting on big pages and big newspapers, but at the end of the day, it's pretty boring. It wasn't really skilled work for me. It wasn't very creative. It was just turning up, taking photos.
It might be eye-catching, but not necessarily something that you're driven to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I hear that, yeah. So I left Norton, left Sheffield, up to Sunderland I went. to, like I say, do university up there. The course, let's say the people on the course that really made the course, I think it was voted first or second in the year I was looking for student satisfaction for the art degree, and I was like, oh, if students are happy, I want to be happy with like them. So that's obviously why I chose Sunderland. Went through the 3 years, graduated, got a job in sales. That's how it went. Not straight away, obviously, like did bar work and everything like that, as everyone does at university. But yeah, then like my actual working career, I've opened up a cafe in Sunderland, amongst a chain of them, and then I went to work for a delivery company, not delivery or driver or anything like that, but in-house in office to work close with their creations and their sales and marketing thing. So that's why I think I slid in here nicely with the glove with you in mind. I've got sales and marketing experience. Why not do this together?
Absolutely. So I think we've covered our pasts.
Yep, you could say that.
I guess we should talk about the podcast.
What is the podcast?
What is the podcast?
What are we doing right now?
We have no idea.
No fucking clue.
I think for me, eventually, obviously this is a pilot episode. Yeah. We are just chatting. We're just sort of getting to grips with how to do podcasting and things like that, see what works. Guess the next step is going to get guests on.
Yeah, I think so,
like
yeah.
That. We have quite a big plan with musicians eventually. Mm-hmm. We want to work with a lot of local Sheffield musicians and countrywide as well, of course. Yeah. But we want to get musicians on the podcast. We want to get creatives on the podcast. We want to get successful businesses on the podcast. We just want to have chats, have a bit of fun.
Yeah. A behind the scenes chat, really, of like, we don't want to keep it too professional, formal. That's not us.
Yeah.
But a bit something you don't necessarily see on the interviews all the time, or podcasts, when you have a successful person in front of you. How did you make your millions? Well, nah, we're going to talk to you personally. Because then I think that's a more of an insightful way.
Yeah, I agree. So we've got a few questions from a few people on Instagram. They're not very good questions. Some of them are pretty good. Some of them are very basic. We'll start with a good question. So, Jordan, I guess this is for both. This is for both of us, really.
Okay.
But I'll ask you first.
Oh.
What do you see our 1 year, 5 year, and 10-year business goal to be?
Jeez. Well,
it's a tricky one.
It is, yes. I'd say for 1 year, I'd like to be a well-developed brand. So, not to say we're a household name or anything like that. That'd be great to have in a year, but I think a well-developed brand where we look professional, we look successful, and we can help others. As well as that, because obviously we're bringing in, I'd love to do something for the people that supported us. So every time we have an achievement, the people have the achievement as well. So celebrate with us. So doing something, I don't know, a small event or something like that, I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
And then for a 5-year plan, 5 years, I think maybe considered, screw it, go for it. Being considered one of England's best media and marketing agencies.
Nice.
Because why can't we be?
I like that.
And again, to carry on from that first year achievement, do a bigger event for the people.
Yeah. To
give back to the community, to not even just local of Sheffield, to wherever we have clients. 10 years. 10 years,
man. We'll be nearly 40, mate.
That's disgusting.
So what do you want to do? Do you want to be retired?
No. Like, I think what we're doing now is not work. We're enjoying this.
Yeah.
That's the big thing as well.
I think that's a really good way to put it.
You'll find from a lot of the media and marketing agencies I've seen, they're mundane. They're doing the same thing day in, day out, which of course, we're doing. Like trying to build an emailing list. That's not fun.
No.
But it has to be done.
Yeah, I think people also, honestly, like I've worked for myself for a while, and people don't see the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You turn up, you produce some work, you show them that work. That's all they see.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't see the countless hours of YouTube.
That's such a good point. Actually, let's return the question before we answer that question.
Of course.
How did you get started in the media world? Obviously, you say we met at Norton and you went to uni, but...
So, first of all, I just want to say I quite like that you didn't mention money in the business goals.
Oh, no.
I think it's credit to you, is you're thinking of success in a very different way to what most people would say.
I think, sorry for interrupting, but one thing I've realised is I can make money, but money goes.
Exactly.
Success is something that grows exponential and keeps going.
Yeah.
And that's what I want.
With success comes money.
Yeah,
In the
that
end,
comes,
like,
yeah.
you know, we talk about in 10 years, if we built up a successful brand based around the community gives back in the end.
Yeah.
And that's when, hopefully, my 10-year goal is to have this business is self-sustaining.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going to be sat on a beach working from a laptop.
I'm slaving away emailing. Jamie.
But coming back to your question, how did I get started?
Yeah. How did you start in the freelance media world?
So it all sort of stemmed from university not really doing it for me, I guess. Similar to A-level, like I've always been creative. I've always loved cameras, taking photos, stuff like that. And then obviously I went to uni. I've been shooting weddings with my dad for years before this, and street photography and all that kind of stuff. And I always wanted to do documentary work.
Okay.
So that's always been my goal, is to do documentary work. So I went to uni and I studied photojournalism.
Nice.
Photojournalism and documentary photography in Cheltenham. Cheltenham is a very small town.
But that's where my only bit of Cheltenham information, races, yeah?
Yeah, Cheltenham
okay,
races.
smash it.
That's all anyone knows about Cheltenham. But it's a good little university, great tutors, things like that. But I just found myself bored.
Yeah.
Like, I knew how to use a camera, I knew how to take a photo. This was all about sort of finding stories and telling stories.
Okay.
Which was kind of interesting. And it did help me quite a lot. It's actually where I discovered my love for video and documentaries. People who know me all know that I went to Russia and I did a massive documentary project on Russian feminism, basically.
And we'll have that video here.
We won't. But yeah, I did that. I went to Russia and not only did I shoot photos, I shot a bit of video, shot a bit of interview, and things like that. And I just think video is so much more captivating. Like, you can tell an audience so much more with video, especially in the documentary world. You can just, it's so much better for me, for what I wanted to do. It was so much better to shoot documentaries. After uni, I basically worked in bars, like most people do.
Exactly, yeah.
Moved back home, moved back to Sheffield, and I did bar work for 2 years, and then COVID hit, and then, like many of us in COVID, you sort of go down one road or the other. You sort of just wait and let that pass, or you make something of it. And I decided I'm going to learn everything there is to know about video. And so I sat down every single day. I basically did my own masters in front of my laptop screen. I was on YouTube, how to do this, how to do that, how to do this. And I was messaging people and I was trying to shoot, and then I basically, because of furlough, I built my first camera, like first proper camera. Like I moved from a Canon 60D to a Sony A7 III, and the difference was just insane, really.
Yeah.
When
you say about learning videography, was you not taught that in uni, or was this all self-taught now?
So I learnt nothing at uni.
Dun dun dun.
For video, I learnt nothing for video. Nothing for networking. I didn't really learn. For me, for what I wanted to do now, I didn't learn any of it at uni. I've always had the networking skills. I've always been able to chat shit.
But of course, I'll say that. But you're a very sociable person, which will happily talk to anyone about anything. Yeah,
like you find me in a pub, if someone mentions that they own a business or they work somewhere, I will ask them if they need any video work.
Yeah. I've been there. I've been to the bathroom with a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, literally, me and Jordan went for a coffee last week, and he came back out, and I was chatting to this girl about basically renting a coffee place.
Yeah.
To shoot some music stuff. But yeah, after uni, through COVID, stuff like that, self-taught myself. I moved to Leeds for a year. Didn't really do much for me. And I was working in bars. I was sort of doing, 20 hours a week in a bar, and then trying to push myself to do a bit more video work.
Yeah.
And I got some decent gigs, that were sustaining those other 20 hours that I didn't get from the bar work. And then decided to move back to Sheffield, and that's when I just said, fuck it, I'm not going to do any more bar work or work for anyone ever again, and set up my own business. Well, I already had this business, but just absolutely hammered it. And I was cold calling people, emailing people, Instagram messaging people. I was relentless, absolutely relentless, and I got a break on a Facebook group.
Yeah.
With Andy, who is a property developer.
Nice.
And he basically gave me some constant work, which really sort of set the foundations. It was a retainer basis, and it really set the foundations and sort of gave me the confidence that I could do it.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, I'm getting X amount, that pays my bills.
Mm-hmm.
I can then actually focus on what I want to do. And started shooting everything and anything, got in with Red Bull, and it's just absolutely taken off since then.
Whoa. Right, let's go back to this Andy guy. So, Andy, you say he was a property developer, sorry, did you say?
Yeah, so, Andy, you're probably listening, mate, to be honest.
Hi, Andy.
I was with him yesterday, asking if he could help with the podcast.
Oh, right. His setup's nice.
His setup's very great.
Humble beginnings.
I'm sure a shout out for Andy is not going to do him much with my 4 listeners, but yeah, it's Andy Graham, HMO. His podcast is very good, very informative.
Yeah.
If you wanted to get into the property world, but yeah, we.
So yeah, so I was going to ask. Sorry, how when you say you was messaging people, cold and cold emailing, how many do you think you went through before you found Andy? How many?
I think I got a lot of gigs, one off.
Yeah.
So I was shooting a lot of a lot of businesses here and there, a lot of dessert places, bars, coffee shops, music videos, little things like that. But retainer was really what I was after, and I think that's what we're after as well.
Well, 100%. Just from my experience within like the marketing world for the people I've worked for, is that's the golden thinger, the golden nugget, the golden chicken, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Is something that comes in each and every month where you're already providing that service.
Yeah.
It's not a new challenge for you or a new task. It's
Absolutely.
the same, and you're obviously producing excellent work for the clients as well in the same time. Well, that's all that matters really. No. So you went from university to lockdown happening for you learning videography, starting your own company.
Yeah.
Doing one-off gigs for people now and then, finding Andy, doing some constant work for him. With check out Jamie's social media for this as well. There's some of the work that he's done for Andy in the property. It looks really, really nice and clean. And then you kind of name dropped. Oh, you went to work with Red Bull.
Yeah.
How did that come about, mate?
Bit again about a bit of networking.
It's the key.
Bit of networking. Bit of good work.
Yeah.
And a bit of luck.
Oh, right.
Well, a lot of luck, I guess. I worked with a girl. So this was 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago now. I got a message from a student saying, "Hey, we're doing a charity gig. Can you shoot it?" And I basically replied, "I'm not doing anything for free.
You're too good for charity."
I'm not doing anything for free, but I'll come along and shoot some stuff like heavily discounted for you, since like 3 students, and I think it was a like final year thing.
Okay.
And they were on an events management course, which I think people in events really good to get in with networking. And then, long story short, 2 years passed, 3 years passed. One of those girls messaged me saying, "Hey, I've got an internship at Red Bull."
Crazy.
We are going to a Lake District for 3 days, shooting Kendall Calling.
Oh.
We're shooting this random little bits and bobs, and then we've got 5 minis, and we're going to get some paddle boards, some kayaks and stuff like that, and just have fun with it. So I went to a Lake District for 3 days and shot something called the Mini Adventure.
Okay.
Which is really cool. And then from there I've got 10, 12 jobs with them since.
Nice.
And it's going really well.
So you're like on the Red Bull books, and whenever they need, we need some really sick photography, Jamie.
Yeah, I think there's 3 people now. There's 3 marketing team people from different regions that I'm on the books with. So
nice.
Yeah.
Perfect. So you'd say you're well thought after within the marketing thing then, if you've got people like Red Bull on your books with 3 different agencies.
Yeah, I'd say so.
You're modest.
Just get me to the F1. That's what I say.
Simple. I did see your video the other day about like the 3 people that you wanted to work with.
Yeah, when was that?
I can't remember. I was
That was
scrolling through
ages
your
ago.
Instagram. Yeah, you're like in a field somewhere talking, and it was like Red Bull, North Face, and then
National Geographic.
National Geographic.
Yeah, I don't know about Nat Geo now. Like, I'd love to do it, but I'm more swaying towards the adventure sport and adventure documentaries.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't think Nat Geo do that many of them. So I'd love to work with the North Face.
Yeah, of course, that'd be
Like,
epic to work with.
just if one of my drone shots got on a North Face video, I'd retire.
Yeah. That's it. I'm done now.
Yeah.
100%. Have you ever, obviously, there's some crazy big names, Red Bull and the North Face, for like extreme sports and like
Yeah.
the outdoor stuff. Have you ever thought about going back a bit towards your journalism and documentary and working with, like, I know I'm throwing big names out, but why not? Like Vice or something?
Yeah. So currently I'm shooting one decent documentary and got the plans in the works for another documentary. And I guess the media agency is going to set me up for that, because if I can sort of slow down a little bit with the smaller jobs,
Yeah.
I can focus on making my big documentaries,
Mm-hmm.
and through that come sponsors from, your big companies, your big adventure documentaries and stuff
Exactly.
like that. So I think if I could drop a little bit of promo-y work and do more documentary stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I'd definitely go back in time and just start shooting that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because it's where your passion is, would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
I like telling stories, and I like creating content that matters.
Oh.
And I think documentaries really sort of, if you do it right and you hit the right audience, it can make a big difference.
It's why, again, I think we'd be silly not to start this media agency with, you just don't want to take pretty photos. You want to tell a story, and that's exactly what marketing is. I'm not going to take a picture, I don't know, a nice whatever. You want a story, you want how that thing was made or how it can get to the customer or whatever it may be, that story being told. You do that, that's your passion.
Yeah,
Like I say, we'd be silly not to go into this together.
absolutely.
And just whilst we're talking about Jamie and all things Jamie, you say that lockdown happened and then there was two options. You could either just let it pass or educate yourself to do something that you want to do.
Yeah.
How do you stop just doing nothing, playing Xbox? How did you stop procrastinating to getting up to go and do it?
It's a good question, man. I'm for a non-lazy person
Yeah.
who's active and relentless in networking, I'm like the laziest person.
Oh, right, okay.
Like,
is that the formula?
Yeah, like, if I don't have to do something, I don't do it. I procrastinate it, and I'll sit there and I'll just, like a lot of people do, I just sit there on Instagram, scroll,
Yeah.
go through Facebook, watch some videos, like sit and have a coffee, watch a bit of TV. And some days I just go like hyperactive and I do everything
Yeah.
on one day. Like the other day, I think I messaged you at 2 a.m. because my brain was just going mental.
I woke up
But-
to a message from you.
yeah.
It was nice to wake up to. Good to see.
But I tend to just batch things. I think it's the best way to say it. I think I batch things.
Okay.
So I get into work modes. I don't actually set myself tasks. Like I have a big notes page of what I need to do,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll tick them off. But there'll be one day where I'll just get through a couple of videos, like a couple of Instagram posts or something, and then there'll be one day where I'll edit a wedding, and then I'll do 10 reels, and then I'll organise this, and then I'll do some personal work, and I'll email hundreds of people and stuff like that, and then the next day I just won't do anything.
Right. So you're not one of these Mark Wahlberg characters who gets up 5 a.m.
I mean, I'm not
doing
getting
this.
up. Yeah, I'm not getting up at 4 a.m. to do a workout. Like,
Yeah.
I still think I do a lot more than your average person
Oh, 100%.
on a normal day, but I just do it at random times.
Yeah.
And I do it. Obviously, we've got phones now that do everything,
Mhm.
and it's quite easy to just sort of sit on your phone and do work at the same time. Like a lot of my work revolves around talking to people
Yeah.
and organising and meeting people. Like it won't feel like work, and I guess that's why I say that I'm lazy, because I don't often feel like I'm stressed out or I'm doing a lot of work.
And that's what work is, like a job.
Yeah.
Is you're constantly stressed out and
Yeah.
you always have to feel like you're doing work.
Yeah.
Whereas sometimes.
Yeah, like next week I've got, well, what day is it? Monday. So this week,
Tuesday today.
So Tuesday. Wow. So I've got a meeting tomorrow. I've got two meetings tomorrow. And then Thursday I'm driving up to shoot a rally.
Nice.
And then Saturday driving down to Nottingham to drone operate at a festival, and then Sunday I've got another meeting, but none of that to me is work.
Because it's stuff you're enjoying.
Sat chatting to someone about a music video or their wedding and having a coffee, like it's just networking. And then drone flying at a festival, like, come on.
Yeah, sounds like a very good time you've got coming up.
Music videos are fun as well, like stuff like that. I love being part of bands. So I guess what gets me up in the day is just the fact that this is my job.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Like my normal day, like I'd do this anyway. If I weren't getting paid, I'd do it.
So just going off what you mentioned there with how you like being in music videos and working with bands, do you want to talk about our other little venture that we're doing with the OV Live?
OV Live. So yeah, I mean, me and Jordan have come up with the idea. If you've seen Colour's YouTube channel before, I think that's a really good reference to look at. They basically get people in, do BBC Live Lounge kind of style.
Yeah. Very simple, minimalistic, aren't they?
Yeah,
which it works well.
Live Lounge style music video with the audio recording and stuff like that. And we basically want to just get everyone in. Come on the podcast, come have a chat, have a music video done, and sit and have a beer after. And I think it's really good for everyone.
Yeah.
It's really good for the community. It's really good for the musicians, like small musicians who don't have the money to pay for a big production, stuff like that. They can come on, they can get something to share to their fans or share on YouTube, anything like that. And then we get a bit of money out of it. We get a bit of clout from it as well.
Yeah.
And then we get them on the podcast.
I think that's a good little extra, like for Colours and Tiny Desk concert. They're very much just about the music there and then.
Yeah.
Whereas like a big musician fan myself, I want to hear the musician talk. I want to hear the artists, where they get the ideas from, what like the day to day.
Being from Sheffield, like we've had some insane musicians in the past. I'd love to sit and interview them.
Yeah.
Or just see like old footage of them. Like you look at old footage of the Arctic Monkeys, and Alex Turner's cocky, like young little cocky Alex Turner, but he was still full of fans and he was still proper Sheffield. I miss that.
Yeah.
That side of him, so I'd love to be able to catch bands early and sort of grow with them.
Well, of course, yeah. Well, you work quite close with what they call it,
Chesterfield.
Are we mentioning that?
Chatfield,
not Chesterfield. Okay.
Yeah, so
Chatfield.
I really like working with Chatfield. I really like working with a few bands, to be honest. But Chatfield, I think, they're a local Sheffield band. I've worked with them quite a bit now. I can't remember the facts, but they basically split up like sort of 9 years ago.
Okay.
And they got back together. And since then, it's been so fun working with them because they've got this fan base.
Nice.
They have a fan base, and they're like selling out like Leadmill, selling out can't remember the other place, but they're doing big gigs already, and they're producing some catchy music, man. Like,
what kind of music would you say it like?
What would I say? Sort of typical Sheffield, really.
But but classic.
Like indie rock.
Okay, yeah.
I guess is the best way to describe them, but they're very catchy, and all their songs that I've shot music videos for, or listened to, they all have really cool stories behind them.
Perfect.
So the music videos are really fun to shoot.
Nice.
I won't speak about what we're shooting soon because I'll get killed.
And would you say a band like that would adjust to being in like a little live venue for both of us to record? You know what I mean, for the OV Live?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. I think if there's no sound issues at the venues that we're trying to get to, then I think it'll sound really cool.
And on that note, if you have any venues in Sheffield where you'd like to help us out, get in touch.
Yeah, well, I mean, we have a couple in mind, but no one's got... Well, we've not really approached anyone yet.
Yeah. But, all in good time, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, Jordan, I think that's enough about me.
Oh, damn. I was really hoping that was going to carry on, but yeah, go for it.
I think we've touched on me, my media background and stuff like that and my life. So why don't you talk a little bit about you?
Yeah, a little me.
So I think a good question for you, because of sort of the last 5 years and what I know about you,
well, here we go.
How's your mindset evolved in the last few years?
Crazy amounts. In a short, do you want me to touch on why it would change? Why it's changed?
Sort of to you, mate.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
I mean, you could talk about. I mean, you worked at Nando's, didn't you?
I did. Yeah. So we'll start from there. So
why Nando's to now setting up a business?
So I was working for Nando's when I lived back in Sheffield. I moved down from Sunderland, And basically it was to move in with my grandparents to save money to buy a house from my, at the time, girlfriend. So I'd moved back up to Sunderland. So I was working like 55-hour weeks at Nando's, saving as much as I can to buy this house. Moved back up to Sunderland. Got the house. Really, really happy at the time. I was working at Nando's. I transferred the job up there. That's when I was scouted to open up a cafe up in Sunderland. So it's a well-developed brand within Sunderland, and they asked me to help to open up their I think it was third cafe at the time.
Nice.
Really, really good. Did some like solid business for them. Reason for leaving was I wanted to be a professional, and I wanted to sell and market this cafe, which includes a lot of hard work and effort and time, which people that I was working for didn't necessarily want to put in what I was putting in. So found a same kind of job, but more advanced, so going into more marketing and sales and customer service overall. I worked for Just Eat for just under 2 years, sorry. Again, working my arse off, being really professional.
Yeah. Would you say you're in the Matrix?
Oh, I am the chuffing Matrix, mate. Yeah, 100%. I was so deep in it, and in some ways I am, because I am still, but I'm aware that I'm in it almost now.
Yeah, I think that's a great step there, isn't it? I think,
massively.
I think once you realise you can't really make... It's not about money,
No,
really.
no.
I mean, it is a little bit. But you can't really make that much money. Free money. I think it's about free time. And I think it's about freedom more than it is about money.
Yeah.
And I think it's really tricky to have a life whilst working for somebody.
100%. I think the thing... so basically what I was trying to say from working with all these big companies and like working like Hilton next to the Stadium of Light in Sunderland, all these professional companies, they don't know what they're doing, which is really bad for a person like me to say. I get it, they're thriving companies, they're global companies, they're really good, but they're not great.
Yeah, of course.
And that's what really frustrated me. And again, making so much money for big corporates that don't really care about us.
Yeah,
I want to do this for us.
Yeah, coming back to the photo agency for the newspapers and things like that, it was, they're selling exclusive photos for like 10 grand and I'm earning nothing.
yeah.
I'm earning, about like £1,000 a month.
Yeah, this is, I think, again, why we'd be silly not to start this OV media, is because from what I've seen online is the prices that people are charging for agencies is one of the big things that customers are paying for. It's not the workload or anything like that. It's the big offices.
Yeah.
It's the espresso addiction that people have in the morning. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's all that crap. Whereas us, like, look at us.
Yeah.
You're not paying
by the
for
way,
anything glamorous here.
This is also going on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, hi. But yeah, you can see we're in Jordan's grandma's attic.
Humble beginnings, guy.
Right
Humble
now,
beginnings.
like, we have the mic, so this should sound pretty good.
We look pretty good as well.
We look well. Speak for yourself.
Cheers, man.
Yeah, I mean, if you could see the rest of the room,
Yeah.
it's not great. But
we'll
tuning on YouTube, if you're listening on Spotify or wherever this is, watch on YouTube as well. I think we're going to be taking some of these clips and sticking them on Instagram, stuff like that. Yeah.
So yeah, just carrying with what I was saying with why I'm wanting to do this as well, is like I say, I was fed up with making money for people, working my arse off for them, where I get no appreciation or anything, not heard or anything like that. Whereas I think I've made a living for myself, working for other people. Why can't I do it by myself?
Yeah, exactly.
Complimented by your, I'm going to say it, really, really clean quality videography and photos, mate.
Thank you.
And you're above amazing social skills. I know I'm really blowing your trumpet here, but it's true, man. Like, why wouldn't this work?
I mean, I was speaking to multiple people about this, and I can't see where it fails.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I think realistically, to be sustainable, we don't need that much income.
No.
I mean, it'd be great if we can build this up and if I can take $1 million from it.
Yeah, of course, if we're the next Amazon of the media world, but we're starting off.
But worst case scenario, goes completely tits up. You have to revert back to flipping chickens.
I'm not flipping any more chickens.
But like, I mean, I've got the kit, got the know-how. You've got your sales. Like, it's me plus a way better marketing team in you.
I think, I think, thank you for that. But I'm just saying, But I think what it allows, more importantly, is it takes away that pressure and that time from you, so you can socialise more, so you can go out
Yeah.
and shoot them more, edit them more. Whereas, God, it takes hours to email people, to
Yeah.
call people. I'll happily do that whilst you're out there taking photos.
Yeah, literally. Okay, Jordan, we are approaching 40 minutes
Ooh,
on this podcast. So I'm going to turn to some Instagram questions.
Oh, okay.
And we'll turn to some fun Instagram questions first before
Okay.
we
I've
delve
got
in
a
deeper.
fun little question for you later as well.
Later.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can't be able to go back and find out who's typed these because they're now on my notes page. But, someone says, "What's your favourite chocolate bar?"
Favorite chocolate bar? Really bad question to ask the vegan who doesn't eat chocolate.
So any vegan chocolate recommendations?
There's obviously there's Vigo, I think it's called, which is a big brand, but most big corporates
Sure.
has really good. But my go-to, but like I say, I'm not a fan of chocolate.
I'm not
was-
getting into business yet.
Was the Kit Kat. That was banging. That was,
Yeah,
to be fair,
Kit
really
Kat's good.
good stuff.
So for me, it's Snickers. So
Solid.
it's just perfect combination of chocolate, nougat, nuts, caramel. It's the perfect chocolate bar.
It's like a meal within itself, isn't it?
It's perfect. There's no comparison to a Snickers.
Would you not go for? I can't be carrying on with this, but would you not go for a Boost or double decker maybe?
Oh, I mean, double decker's up there.
Is it?
Yeah,
So
it's
double
probably in a
decker.
tier under Snickers.
Fair, okay.
I think a Boost is pretty good, but I think double decker probably second.
I like it.
Anyway, someone else asks, "What's your favourite country or place?"
Country or place?
Yeah, Sheffield.
yeah, it's God's country. Apart from Sheffield, my favourite place I've ever been has to be Dublin, Ireland. I'd say.
Dublin.
It's not too far afield, but don't really matter.
Yeah.
I think it's such a lovely city to be. Very touristy, of course, but once you go
Yeah.
off the beaten track from O'Connor Street and everything like that, it's really enjoyable. And the locals, I went quite a few years ago when I was 18 for my 18th birthday. The Six Nations were on, tense time for England and Ireland, but nonetheless, we was in Temple Bar drinking Guinness with the locals.
Yep.
It was time of my
Spot
life.
on. Yeah.
What about yourself? Where would you say? You've been some great places, mate.
I've been around. I've got different places for different reasons, and I go on different kind of holidays. I go on adventure holidays. I'll go on chilled holidays.
Yeah.
But I'm a big fan of lakes and mountains.
Oh, okay.
So, for me, Slovenia has been unreal.
That's interesting. It's not a normal touristy getaway holiday. Do you know what I hear people talking about and going away? I'm going to Benidorm or Tenerife.
Yeah, I mean, it's got lakes, it's got mountains, it's quite cold and crisp. I hate the sea, so for me, it's perfect.
Nice.
Yeah. What else have we been asked? Favourite client? Have you got a favourite client?
That we've worked with together.
No, so I'll answer that. So
Yeah. Please do.
I'm not gonna name anyone, especially the person who's asked this, because they sent it me with a winky face.
Oh. Is this your favourite client as well, by any chance?
I think it could be.
Oh.
I think I've got like with countries, I've got favourite clients for different reasons.
Of course, yeah.
The property developers, I love seeing the process of it.
Mm-hmm.
They're not just typical. They're just, I see it from start to finish, and I love seeing how the architect works, how his creative mind works, things like that. Same with the musicians. I love seeing the creative aspect of it from start to finish. I love going for meetings with musicians who show me a song at its absolute base level, and then show me the lyrics, and then seeing it develop in the studio, and then seeing it develop to a music video as well.
Yeah.
And I love seeing that process. So I just love it all, mate. There's nothing I really find that boring.
We both enjoy very much so just being around creative people and creative minds.
I think that's the thing. I think creative people bounce off each other.
Exactly, yeah. I think, I've got experience in sales and marketing, but I'm not one of them slicked back gel people in tight fitted suits that's coming in and be like, "Hi, I'm Jordan from OV Media." No, we're not starting that. I'm going to be upfront and honest. Of course, there's going to be an exchange of money, but you're going to get an amazing service in return. And then, obviously, the one thing that always sells is an image.
Yeah.
And if you have a boring look on social media or boring shop front or whatever it may be, or you're just struggling with the modern era, boom, that's where we come in. Make your life so much easier because we'll take away the pressure of marketing and media and all that. and then you're going to have guaranteed, I'm going to say it, gorgeous imagery and videography to help you look great in the modern world.
Yeah. I think social media right now, crazy, unfathomable at the minute, and what social media can do for a business or a person or a company or anything is crazy. Sorry, 10 years ago, didn't exist. It did exist, but not to the levels it does now. If you have a business and you're not big on social media, you're not producing good content or anything like that, or regular content, you're going to go down the drain unless you're already established.
Yeah, that's one thing I've seen, having a look at different kind of clients that we want to work with, is they might have like 11,000 followers, let's say, on Instagram, but they're only getting 30 likes, 20 likes. Everything's nothing wrong because they're starting from the bottom, but everything's shot on iPhone. Like I was looking at some property developers the other day and estate agents where they're wanting to sell $250,000, £500,000, £1 million properties shot on an iPhone.
Just get a drone in.
Well, just invite us over. We'll do it for you.
Just get some drone photos, get some professional photos done, and the likelihood it almost puts on an act. Almost, it's like it's still there. It still exists. This house still exists, but the fact that you've got professional imagery, it elevates your brand a bit.
Well, exactly. That look at take of any genre or brand from around the world. No one shoots using an iPhone.
Exactly.
They tell you all these little hacks you can do with your iPhone, but no one's shooting on that.
I disagree.
Oh, you're saying you can?
I think iPhone's a very, very powerful tool, especially if you're doing it regularly. I think professional content is great for websites and some social media, but I think if you're a small business, it's just the know-how. If you know how to use your phone, you can create some good content.
Do you think it's easy to get to the know-how stage of iPhone photography? Is it as easy as
I think for people coming up now, I think, your 15, 16-year-olds, it's just going to become second nature to them.
Of course, yeah.
Because of things like TikTok and Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts. They're almost striving to become viral, so they're going to have to learn it.
Of course. Would you, for example, the only reason I would say iPhone photography is not necessarily the way to go is if, let's say I was a property estate agent and I wanted to sell a property and I hired a media agency and some person turned up with an iPhone.
Yeah, of course.
But I understand, obviously, respect your view of like Reels and Instagram and all that kind of stuff. That's the way it's going.
Yeah, I mean, I've done a lot of high quality content for a lot of small businesses, and the issues you get with very, very high quality is people think it's an advert. So a lot of things that go viral, unless it's for different reasons, like stunning drone footage of somewhere, or just incredible creative content, things go viral on iPhones.
Is that because of the gimmick, or is that because of like it's more of a generic?
Natural.
Yeah.
I think because it's just an amateur shooting on a phone, people quite like that. But you get marketing agencies and social media managers now shooting on phone because it's just so quick.
Yeah.
Like people are on, CapCut and stuff like that, which is an app that you edit on your phone, and it's so quick and everything's trending and all the transitions are super easy to add on, all the text super easy to add on. So like where does a creative agency come in? It's when you need very good content.
Yeah.
But if you need consistent content, you can do it on your iPhone. But do you have the know-how? Do you have the motivation?
Yeah.
Do you have the time?
I think that's a big thing, is like, especially as starting off as a media agency, is we can tell you about ex-clients that yourself has worked with, but one thing we can bring to the table is that we're giving you peace of mind and your time back. So instead of wasting 5-6 hours a day on your media and your marketing, which you should be really for business, we take that time away from you.
That's the thing. You make our job, and most jobs of every creative, is to make someone else's life easier.
100%.
Because a lot of people in business, they're not going to know how to shoot. They don't have the time to learn.
Yeah.
Or they don't know, good audio, good footage.
It's expensive editing. To get into all that as well.
So expensive. Like
so,
this kit alone that we're set up, looking at $5,000 for a podcast.
And it's really good equipment. I'm not getting you wrong, but humble beginnings.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, this is basic level.
Yeah. Our desk doesn't move up and down yet.
Right, Jordan. I think we're getting to a time when we need to start closing this podcast. Is there anything you want to discuss before we leave?
Not necessarily discuss. I really want to ask my funny question.
Funny question, right? Jordan's got one funny question to ask.
Now I've said it's a funny question. It's not that funny.
It must be funny.
So I used to ask this when I worked for different companies working like to recruit people. I have to ask a set amount of questions that the organisation wants me to ask, but I'd always throw this one at the end because I would love to see how people think.
Okay.
Jamie, if you were a fruit, what fruit would you be and why?
What fruit would I be? That's such a funny question, mate.
I know, yeah, hysterical. Yeah.
What fruit would I be?
Laughter in the background.
What do you mean, what fruit would I be? I really like pineapple, but I don't know. I mean, I can't really put a spin on why I'd be a pineapple.
So, for example, someone used pineapple when I was hiring for a Christmas temp, so I think there maybe was...
Hard shell, sweet on the inside.
So theirs was, they were a prick on the outside, but sweet on the inside.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that works. I'm not a prick. I'd say I've got a hard shell. So hard shell, soft on the inside, but quite sweet. What's that? Apple?
Apple. Love it.
What's the red one's called? Pink lady. I'm a pink lady apple. That's what I am.
I like that. I'm gonna say it's the best answer because I gave it in an interview and someone asked me this. I said I'm a banana because
Why?
I work well on my own as well as in a bunch.
That's mental. Did you get the job?
I did, yeah.
There you go. If anyone ever asks you that in a job interview, Nick Jordan's answer.
Yeah, 100%. I worked for them for 2 years, got paid well. Go for it.
I think it's probably time to wrap this up.
I do indeed, yeah, I agree.
We don't really have an outro.
I wrote something down for that.
You wrote something down for the outro.
Wait.
I just want to say, can't wait to get started with you, mate.
I'm looking forward to the future, pal.
A very, very fun journey, and it's the first of many. If you are listening to this now, our socials will be set up. Our website will be set up.
Yeah.
So, originalvoicemedia.co.uk.
Yeah.
And at Original Voice Media.
For Instagram.
And there should be some socials on there as well, linking you to other things.
Perfect. And just to end it all off, remember to be heard.
Be heard.
Be heard.
Be heard. What about, we haven't got heard yet.
What about if you haven't got heard?
Huh?
What?
I thought you were on about the herd.
Oh, no!
We might not have them yet.
Well, if we do, we're definitely keeping that in.
Be heard. Be heard. Whatever that means, be heard. Oh, original voice.
Yeah, exactly. There we go, mate.
It makes sense. It makes sense. Content that matters.
Exactly.
Oh, also, if you want to follow me on socials, it's Jamie Schofield Photography. If you want to look at my past work.
Yeah, it's worthwhile to follow. Some really nice footage, even if you're not interested in coming on board with the media agency, just to lighten up your reel is looking at his artwork's really good. If you want to follow me, not much getting posted at the minute. It's J_Smith_4. Need to sort that out.
Yeah, you do.
I don't think I've posted in about 2 years on social media.
You need a business one, mate.
I do, yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening. And I think this is going to be a weekly thing.
100%, yeah.
So, see you next time.
See you later.
Get some outro music. Do do do.
Put that song in.
Do 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 do.